Jennifer Van Gorder. I'm running for re-election on the Board of Education. Message to senior citizens is we have a really great school district. We've done some overspending, and we need to keep our taxpayers in mind when working with our school budget, while also keeping our students and teachers in mind. So kind of making sure we take care of everybody all at the same time.
Hi, my name is Carol Ledger. I'm running for the Bristol Board of Education. We just spoke at the Senior Center now, talking about some of my goals, working for adequate funding of schools, but while also being transparent with the budgeting, allocating resources efficiently so we're being responsible with taxpayer dollars. I was a teacher, so I also have insight into policies and practices that best support teachers and students, because I feel like if you're supporting students and teachers and adequately funding the schools, you're going to make a strong school system. You're going to attract people to Bristol, and Bristol's all heart, and we'll have people coming to Bristol. Higher property values when you have a stronger school system, which is going to be great for all community members.
My name is Jonathan Lukasevich. I'm running for the Board of Ed. My main message was, besides talking about myself and introducing myself as a CCD teacher and a swim teacher and somebody who serves on 2 commissions in Bristol, is that we have an obligation as Board of Ed members to serve teachers, to serve students, and when it comes to our seniors, we have an obligation to make sure that we're using the tax money correctly. There's been recent deficits on the Board of Ed, and it's unfair to seniors who pay their fair share in taxes, who are on a fixed income, to have to deal with the issues even when they don't have kids in school anymore. I grew up in Bristol. I love Bristol. I've lived here my whole life. I went to school here. I love my teachers. They've given me the world, and now I want to give back to them.
Hi, I'm Barbara Tedesco, and I'm running for a position on the Board of Education. I think that it needs to be a spirit of collaboration no matter what political affiliation we have. We need to work together to make sure that teachers, that community, and children benefit from our decisions, and they're not made on a bipartisan platform. That we need to really think together about what's best for the city of Bristol and be able to make those decisions together. So we need a spirit of collaboration and people that know what all the stakeholders in Bristol need. When I was teaching at school, I was known for being the teacher who always taught my kindergarten kids, like, be kind to everyone, and I would wear be kind shirts everywhere. And I think that's a message we need to remember as adults. I hate to have spent all that time teaching my children to go on and be adults who care about each other and are kind to each other. And for some reason, when we get older, we lose that. And I think that if there could be a little kindness, better listening to each other, we can all make decisions no matter what sides of the aisle you're on, and no matter who we work with, as long as we're collaborative and kind to each other.
My name is Jennifer St. John, and I'm running for City Council for District 1. The message I had today wasn't about what I've done in Bristol, because I haven't been an elected official yet, but it's about what I've done as a community member and as a lifelong resident of Bristol. I am born and raised here, and now I'm currently raising my own family here. I have 3 young boys, and I've been very actively involved in Bristol with various communities with early childhood. I sit on a lot of committees and council, including the Historic District Commission for the city. I also am a long-term member of the Bristol School Readiness Council and Bristol Early Childhood Alliance, and I co-chair the Family Fun Day Committee for Early Childhood. I co-chair the newly formed Special Education Committee for Bristol. So I enjoy my time volunteering in Bristol, and I thought it would be the next step to be able to take it to the level of city council. I want to be able to do what I do on a larger scale and not just reach the early childhood families, but reach everybody in Bristol, including the seniors here. Vote for me because I I am somebody who born and raised in Bristol. I love our community. We are Bristol heart for a reason, and I want to make sure that it stays that way. And I want to make sure that Bristol continues to move forward in the right direction, continue to keep our streets safe, keep the buildings growing, and keep the money coming into the city, and really bring us to that next level.
Eric Rosengren, and I'm running for City Council District 1. Basically, that I'm very approachable, that I'm always out in the public, I'm always looking out for their best interests and try to be a voice for them at City Hall. And that we want to continue to move forward and look for ways to support our seniors and to make their lives a little bit easier. I think I'm very dedicated to the city and dedicated to what I do and dedicated to the taxpayers and trying to be very fiscally conservative and an ear for them when they have a complaint or when they need something or they don't have the certain information that they'd want. I'm always out in the public. I'm at the farmers market. I'm online. I come to the senior center often. I go all over, so it's very easy to get a hold of me, and I want people to know that so that they can come up to me at any time.
It was an amazing event. I do appreciate the opportunity for the invite to be extended to me. Being a first-time candidate, I know a lot of people had questions about what I have to offer to the city of Bristol, and I feel like I have a lot to offer when it comes to the housing initiative and the housing sector. So hopefully if voted in, I could tackle issues such as transitional housing, affordable home ownership for all, and aging in place. So I'm pretty excited for this year.
My name's Greg Hahn. I'm running for City Council in the 1st District of Bristol. I think what we need to understand is we have 4 years of both administrations with Ellen and with Jeff, and we need to be able to compare apples to apples. We look at the tax increase when Ellen was in office of a mere 3%, as opposed to Jeff Caggiano's 27 to 30%. There's a big difference. When we look at downtown, what's happening downtown is happening because of the work that we put in when we were in office. We sold the lots, we approved the plans, we put in the infrastructure, and for them to take credit for work that we did is unconscionable, and people need to know.
Susan Tyler, and I am running for re-election for City Council District 2. My message was that whoever they go out to vote for on November 4th should be people who put the priority on seniors and all of the things that have an impact on seniors. Affordable housing is a huge problem for seniors right now, and affordability just to be able to live a normal, decent life that seniors have worked so hard to be able to enjoy in these golden years. So I moved here to Bristol when I was in the 6th grade, went to Bristol schools, stayed local. I became a police officer, and I served 27 years on the police department in Farmington. Retired from that, got my real estate license, opened up my own business. I'm a real estate professional. Currently, I'm a broker owner of my own company. I got on the board of directors for St. Vincent de Paul back in 2018, and just kind of starting on my 2nd chapter of life is kind of what led me to make the decision to run for office in 21. And I was very fortunate to have gotten elected in 21, and this is the end of my 2nd term currently.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Tagriello, and I'm running for City Council District 2. My message to them, which is also my message to everyone that I come across, is that Bristol really needs to embrace its spirit of collaboration and cooperation. That's something that's missing with this administration and is something that I desperately want to bring back to City Hall. Bristol has been so very good to me. It has allowed me the opportunity to go through great public schools. I have a great career. My children are following in that same path, with both of them at amazing colleges, studying to pursue the careers of their dreams, and I do owe it all to what we grew up with, and I want to give that back to the city. Thank you.
My name is Peter Kelly. I'm running for City Council in the 2nd District. Well, my message was, I was careful not to be patronizing, but it was really primarily about who I was in what my vision for Bristol was. And I shared with the crowd today that if elected, I'm going to donate my entire salary to a service group here in Bristol. As you get older, I discussed it with my children and my significant other, and you really want to make a difference. And if you're a city council member, you're a public servant, you're supposed to serve the public. In what better way than to put your money where your mouth is?
Hi, I'm Cheryl Tebow, and I'm running for City Council in District 3. My message was to talk about some of the things and the accomplishments that we've done, such as the success of the Rockwell Theater, where after 2 years, we are running and covering our expenses, which is unheard of for a small theater. And then we're building a new animal control facility because there's state law changes that are put into effect. We have to be in compliance by 2029, and we've got a great committee that is planning a building. We bought a building, now we're working with the architect to have it be state-of-the-art. We also want to, if there's any towns watching this, please partner with us because we can avail ourselves to some grants that will help with construction and also reduce operating costs for all communities involved. We already do partner with Plymouth, but we'll have the capacity to partner with one more. You know, we have multiple generations here in Bristol, and each one is just as important as the other. And the seniors have a wealth of knowledge. They have that institutional knowledge of years of wisdom, of seeing how things have been done. We like to tap into that energy and that knowledge base. And also because they have served, many of them have volunteered, many of them have retired, they need somebody to have their backs. And so it's important for a council, it's important for me to make sure our seniors are taken care of and can end their life with a good quality of life in their homes or where they choose to live.
My name is Steve Cohen. I live on Federal Hill, and I am running for City Council District 3. My message to the seniors is that we need to, one of my personal interests is the integrity of our neighborhoods, and that we have to allow this Republican team to keep, to put them back into office and keep these people and keep up the momentum that they've started. And some of us are old enough to remember when our beautiful downtown was demolished back in the early 60s, and it's been largely vacant since then. And I think that, finally, we're seeing so much activity down there now, and it's something we can be proud of again.
Hi, my name is Mark Dickow. I'm running for City Council in District 3. My message to the seniors is that we need to continue developing the city. We need to develop Forestville. We need to have safety with traffic safety with red light cameras. And I want to work on the senior center and make the senior center better for them with exercise, fitness, and healthcare.
Steve Seymour, running for a District 3 candidate for City Council. My message to the senior citizen is I would like to see you guys taken care of as far as getting to your appointments, medical. Today went pretty good. Yeah, I liked it overall. There's a lot of things that I did want to say as far as the senior citizens go. I would like to see more safety stuff around town for the senior citizens, help them to get to their doctor's appointments, stuff like that. My parents are senior citizens, so I know exactly what they go through, and affordability for senior citizens, basically.
Jeff Caggiano, current mayor of the city of Bristol. Well, I think the biggest overall message was that we have seen tremendous grand list growth and the growth of downtown, which most of these seniors know the history of urban renewal here in Bristol. So we've had fits and starts for the last 64 years, and we're about putting the last finishing touches on that center square. So the city's not going to own developable land downtown any longer. And that's a good thing for this city. Good for development, good to stabilize the tax base. The other last message that I didn't have is quite as much time to explain fully, so I'm glad I can do it here, is that the senior home tax credit has been around for a while. In 2022, with our reval that shifted the burden of taxes to homeowners, we actually raised the amount of money they were getting back to $500. We're going to keep it at a $500, but what we found is that the inflation rate and the cost of living increases that everybody's seeing hasn't allowed enough people to qualify. So the income limit threshold was $60,000. We're raising that income level to $75,000 so that more people will qualify for this tax credit. And we're going to vote on that on Tuesday. I can't imagine it's not going to be a unanimous vote, so that's my only qualifier. It hasn't been voted on, but been working behind the scenes to make this happen.
Ellen Zappo-Sasu. I'm running for mayor in the city of Bristol. My message to the senior citizens today was don't believe everything you hear, because the other party is trying to create their own narrative when in fact affordability in the city of Bristol has plummeted in the last 4 years, taxes have increased dramatically, and at the same time there have been 0 new services or programs offered, and in fact we've kicked the can down the road significantly on preventative maintenance, building upgrades, and investment in education. Don't be fooled by the lies. Do your homework, check the city website, read minutes, read the comprehensive financial reports, read the budget. Those are where the real numbers are, not the ones that were talked about today. As I said in my introduction, I really want people to not only look at me and my qualifications, but to look at the team we put together. We handpicked people who have expertise in areas that are critical for the city of Bristol: financial, housing, affordability, programmatic, retired teachers for education. All of this is going to put together a synergistic team that will work together, that won't fight, that will have an opportunity to create a plan that will move Bristol past these spikes in high taxation rates and put it back to where it is. Moderate, gradual tax increases when necessary in order to protect the services that everybody has come to rely upon.